Thank you so much for listening to this presentation. This presentation is a requirement in order for your student to be athletically eligible for participation in MISHA activities at Lee Summit High School. Why do you encourage your child to participate in sports? Sports have been shown by studies to help students increase their sense of belonging in the high school setting, increase their academic success, and also increase their opportunities for leadership and personal growth while in the high school setting. During this presentation, our key objectives are to cover Booster Club information, information about our athletic trainers, MISHA eligibility, sportsmanship, citizenship, communication, and NCAA information. Here at Lee Summit High School, we are blessed with a very active athletic booster club. Our athletic booster club's primary focus is to provide scholarship opportunities for our graduating seniors and to support our many different our athletic programs with the purchase of equipment and other things deemed necessary by the coaching staffs in order to advance the training of our athletes. If you are not already a member of the Athletic Booster Club, I would recommend that you go to the Lee Summit High School website and sign up to become a family member of the Lee Summit High School Athletic Booster Club. Here at Lee Summit High School, we are blessed with two wonderful trainers, Angela Oswald and Johnny Good. Athletic trainers are important to our athletic success here at Lee Summit High School because they help our students to stay healthy. Athletic trainers are not personal trainers, conditioning specialists, or physical therapists, but they are educated healthcare providers certified that help with this and are certified with the Missouri State Board of Healing. They are here to help us evaluate, treat, rehabilitate, and prevent injuries of our athletes. When a student is injured at practice or at a game, they should report to the athletic training facility if possible. The athletic training facility is located on the northeast corner of the field house. If the student cannot find an athletic trainer or they are off campus, they should communicate with their coach a plan to get in touch with the athletic trainer and make an appointment for the following day. If you take your child to the doctor to be seen because of an athletic injury, you must return with a note explaining what can and can't be done by the athlete. Please ask your doctor to make the note very specific. Notes from physical therapists and nurses will not be accepted. When your child is seen by a doctor, they should come back with that note. If they don't have a note, the athlete will not be treated, the athlete will not practice, the athlete will not participate in events, and the athlete will sit out with no activity until a doctor's note is received. What should the note say? The doctor should write very specific instructions on how the injury should be handled and treated. Ideally for our trainers, the note would say, "May return to practice per athletic trainer." A note is needed whether practice time was missed or not. It is our goal, or the goal of our athletic trainer, to get your student athlete back out on the field as quickly as possible. We want to see them play, but we also want them to be safe. If you have questions, please contact Angela Oswald or Johnny Good. As we move forward, we're going to cover some general information, MISHA eligibility, communication, sportsmanship, and our NCAA information. As you look at Lee Summit High School's athletic programs, we have a rich history of success. Just in the years 2013 to 2017, we had 16 different championships, 11 conference championships, 8 state Final Four appearances, 3 team state championships, and 146 individual state qualifiers or all-state recognitions. Inside of each one of our programs, typically you will find 2 or 3 teams. The 3 teams, the lower level, the 9th grade, 10th grade, or C team is a participation level team. All players at this level will receive some type of playing time in any given day. Junior varsity is considered to be a developmental team. The goal of this level is to develop players to move into varsity roles for future varsity time. At the top is varsity. The expectation for our coaches at this level is that they play the best players to give them the opportunity to win. Playing time is not guaranteed, nor will it necessarily be equal. Fielding competitive teams is an expectation for our varsity head coaches. If you do not feel like things are going well for your child, Please communicate with your coach at whichever level your team is playing with if you have questions or concerns. An appropriate way to do this is via email or a voicemail to let them know that you need to set up a meeting or to have correspondence in that manner. Talking to the coaches in an upset situation after a game is not a productive endeavor. In order for your child to participate, your child must have a physical on file dated after February 1, 2017 with the concussion form signed. They must pay their participation fee, and the parent or the guardian must sign off on the form that will immediately follow this video. They also should register in the Privet system. The Privet system is a system that houses physicals and gives access to coaches in case of an emergency at an off-site or on-site athletic event. MSHSAA has academic requirements as well as citizenship requirements. To be academically eligible at the high school level, the student must be enrolled in at least 6 credit-bearing courses during the semester or semesters of competition. They must have earned a minimum of 3 credits during a previous high school semester, meaning that they had to have passed all of their courses in the previous semester up to 3 credits. They also, if they are a transfer student, must be approved by the MSHSAA office before competing. All information on eligibility, academic eligibility, can be found at www.mshsaa.org. During the school day, students must be in attendance a minimum of 4 hours in order to participate in a scheduled activity for that day, including practice. Exceptions are granted with administrative approval only. If you have a child who's going to miss more than 3 hours for a legitimate reason, such as a funeral or a doctor's appointment, I would be happy to help work with you and excuse them for those additional periods so that they would be eligible to play later on in the day. If students come to school and leave during the day for health reasons, they may not return or participate that day in activities without administrative approval. Each individual coach or sponsor has the authority to set more restrictive attendance requirements. Citizenship is an important component of high school sports. Credible citizens are students not under school suspension due to disciplinary consequences. So if your student is in ISS or OSS, they may not participate in activities that day. Students who choose not to be present where illegal activities are occurring, and students who are in good standing with the judicial or legal system. Citizenship. What issues do we deal with at Lee Summit High School? School disciplinary issues, pictures or posting on social media through texting or other formats, hazing, harassment, bullying, cyberbullying, profanity, disrespect, vandalism, athletes involved in illegal activities, issues involving the law enforcement, drug, alcohol, and tobacco violations. If your child is found to be violating the citizenship clause, a non-credible citizenship may result in disciplinary actions in regard to activities. These consequences can be and will be on top of other disciplinary consequences that may be related to the school day. Consequences could include parental contact, one-on-one conferences, extra conditioning, limiting participation in games or contests, suspension for a period of the season, or removal from participation in the school activity. If a student commits an act which charges may be or have been filed by local law enforcement, then the student is not eligible until all court-mandated conditions have been satisfied. These include driving violations. LSHS will enforce our local policy and the MSHSAA policy. The student will not be eligible until the greater of the consequences has been satisfied. Our chemical abuse consequence: on the first violation, the student will be ineligible for competition beginning with the next match and may not participate for a minimum of 40% of the remaining season. Matches and contests cannot be selected. The student must meet all other team obligations as defined by the coach or advisor of that activity. A second violation will result in an ineligibility for 365 days beginning with the date of violation. It is the parent and student's responsibility to notify the school of any and all situations that would affect his or her eligibility regarding drugs, alcohol, accidents with injuries, and/or an incident involving the police. If the student does not notify the school of the situation prior to the school's discovery, then the student shall be ineligible for up to 365 days from discovery. Where do I find out information regarding Lee Summit High School activities and athletics? We have a website, lsr7.org, or you can go to the Lee Summit High School Athletics Twitter at LSHS Athletics. Many of our programs also have their own Twitter handles that are easy to follow, especially useful for parents in situations in which we are communicating information in a timely manner. For example, a baseball game that's rained out. Who can I contact at LSHS about information? I would recommend your child's coach first, and then the activities office. If your child is interested in moving on to the next level and playing for the NCAA, I would highly recommend that you go to the NCAA Clearinghouse and go through their eligibility center or the NAIA website as well. If you are thinking about playing at the next level, you should work with your guidance counselor to make sure that they have cleared the clearinghouse. Let your high school coach know. Visit the NCAA and NAIA clearinghouse websites for information, and complete the required eligibility form online and follow the steps of the clearinghouse at the beginning of the junior year if possible. Meeting NCAA or NAIA clearinghouse requirements does not make a student automatically eligible for a college. The student must also meet the college admission requirements. It is ultimately the student and the parent's responsibility to make sure the student meets NCAA and NAIA requirements. The high school counselors and coaches are available for support. Thank you very much, and after watching this video, please complete the parent commitment form and check it off electronically in the Privet system.